You can believe what happened over here, man. Yeah. Real warm out there in the middle of the house. Cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man. I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. 'Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. This is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. Stand up for mine. You better believe it, 'cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Don't push me on the edge, boy. 'Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. 'Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. I'm giving you a chance. You see the devil in a glance, boy. The devil in a glance, boy. I can knock you out your pants, boy. Knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. 'Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. And this is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. This is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. I got a
baby girl inside this house, and right now she's sound asleep. So it's probably best for the both of us if you just turn around and leave. Cause if you come in this fucking house, then you too gonna go to sleep. I promise you, boy, don't play with me. I pray to God my soul to keep. Especially this day and age, gotta handle shit our own way. With a 30 horse 12 gauge behind this door, you're hella weight. My old lady, she rides too.
Well, welcome to show number 2 here on your Super Sunday Fun Day here on UltimateDirtTV for the World of Thunder Esports Leagues. DirtFan.com, 410 Sprint Cars. Of course, we saw the Miller Family Trucking Dirt Street Stocks here finish up about 45 minutes ago. And practice is underway. As you see, looking here, practice quick time so far. Alex Bergeron, imagine that. The Quebec, Canada racer on top there. So we'll watch and see how everything lays out. We'll go into some qualifying here momentarily, and then into 2 heat races tonight, or this afternoon, and into a feature event. We'll take another little break, and then we'll be back with our InVision custom graphics, big blocks, and then the nightcap. Your Mimi's Makings in Motion, Warrior Logistics, Super Late Models. So a lot of things coming up, qualifying going to get them. Of course, iRacing making some big headway news. For those of you paying attention, the dirt that is on Bristol has been scanned, and well, guess what? Coming March 9th, I hear, is the release date for iRacing to crack open the dirt on Bristol. Of course, from what I'm reading, it is configured as the configuration now, not as it was 20 years ago. Of course, we'll watch and see how that all stuff transpires through that when they race on the dirt. Of course, NASCAR cars are going there. The World Outlaw Sprint Cars and late models. So we will watch and see as Tyler Schultz out there clicking off some laps. Kevin Hanley out there. Okay. So some great news coming from the iRacing world. Of course, that has been talk. If that was going to be an option, I'm sure here on World of Thunder and Ultimate Dirt TV, we'll be bringing you some events from the dirt, on the dirt at Bristol. So cars out for qualifying. Kenny Miller going quick time so far, as there's Alex Robinson on track right now, getting some laps in on the books. He goes 16th quick, 16th quick for Robinson. Miller still quick on the clock. Hanley and Bergeron, 1 and 2. Brett Wheeler heading on out there. Brett Wheeler going to turn some laps. Like we said, Miller, Hanley, Bergeron, Grace. We'll see where Wheeler clocks in on. 410s, like we said, we'll see 2 heat races. And it looks like that will put Hanley and Miller up on the front row of our 2 heat races. Take a look at your starting grid. Well, we'll take a look at your results. Miller, Hanley, Bergeron 1, 2, and 3. Grace, Randolph, Williams, Davies, Wheeler goes 8. Hayden Harvey, Rebecca Millette, rounding out your top 10. Beerline, Hauser, Hans, so forth and so on. World of Thunder Esports League, dirtfan.com, 410 Sprint Car Heat Race number 1. Going to see Kenny Miller on the pole. Alex Bergeron to his outside. Jason Randolph going to be racing for the firm on the 140, or on the 47, and Clayton Davies out of Australia on the Ace Esports 50. Hayden Harvey from Vanderpool Racing and Aiden Beerline from OBR Sim Sports. Row number 4 going to see $1 Million Motorsports Jennifer Hans park the big rig back behind the wheel on the 11, and Tim Korkakowski the 40 from Sisu Dirt Crew, and Alex Robinson. Good to see Alex making it as your 9th place starter. So you're set to go as they roll on out. Heat race number 1 and 2. So Miller and Bergeron, of course, Bergeron been on fire here in the 410s on the sprint cars. So we'll see if he can continue on his winning ways. Had a great run, a runner-up in the the Miller family trucking dirt street stock. So we'll see if he can follow that up with a great run here in the sprint cars. So of course here at the world famous Eldora Speedway, of course the home that well, Earl Baltus built. The Baltuses, of course, now both of them have come and gone. Tony Stewart now owns the speed plant and has brought some great racing action to it. Historic for anything that happens out there. Speaking of happening, green flag's happening, and we're going racing. It'll be Kenny Miller, your race leader now. Bergeron back to the inside. Bergeron's going to slide it off the bottom up to the top. They'll come 2 by 2 down the front straightaway. Bergeron on the outside. To the bottom is Kenny Miller. Miller now with a crossover off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Bergeron's going to power it on up there. Here comes Clayton Davies. Davies, the Australia racer, working his Monday on a Sunday fun day right here in the States. Looking at 2 and 3 wide. They're going to try to make it. It'll be Miller back to the outside. Here comes Bergeron. Bergeron back on the bottom. Bergeron down to the bottom concrete. They'll race him into turn number 3 and 4 once again. Coming to lap number 4. Flags are crossed. We're halfway home. It's Miller back to the inside. Now Bergeron will come back to the bottom. Look at this great to and fro crisscross applesauce style racing. Off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway, clicking off yet another lap. Miller back to the outside. Here comes Clayton Davies. Davies now going to be looking into that runner-up spot. Davies right there. Oh, they get together for second. Miller and Davies crash hard down the back straightaway. They are both upside down, and we are to the caution. So just some good hard racing turned, well, end over end. As you see them, they get together. Coming off a 2, just enough to make contact, and when that happens, they both go to the inside of the retaining wall and then up and over and crashed on out into turn number 3 as they stop parked on top of the Love Tunnel. So that's going to let Alex Bergeron take the number 1 spot. Jason Randolph to the number 2 position. So Randolph going to be making his way on into the runner-up spot. So it's Bergeron, Randolph, Hayden Harvey, Aiden Beerline. Then it's Jennifer Hans, Timothy Korkakowski in the 40. Alex Robinson, look at that, not running last, but is the last car on the racetrack. So we'll see how we score this one out, looking off the tail tank of Alex Bergeron's number 12. As I believe we're just 1 lap away from going back to the green flag. There's a party at Rich Murtaugh's house tonight. Live stream, of course, if you're watching it on YouTube, of course, on all of our social media platforms. We great to have you watching on Ultimate Dirt TV as we are getting ready to go back to the green flag. Bergeron out front showing the way as we get ready to come on into turn number 3 and off of 4. Bergeron leads the field on down. Randolph going to chase him on the bottom side. Randolph downstairs on the bottom trying to make that machine work. Can't quite get it done. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4, off of 4, and down the front straightaway. Bergeron, Randolph, 1, 2, Harvey, third. Final time, well, next time will be the final time. There's 2 to go this time. Is it still Alex Bergeron, your race leader? Into turn number 3 and 4, white flag will wave this time. It will be Alex Bergeron, your captain of the ship. They'll race him on down into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Picking it up. Easy style. Look at this. Oh, hang on, a little contact. Harvey tried. It'll be Bergeron. Randolph, Harvey. 1, 2, and 3. Remember, all cars going to the A main tonight. And taking a look at your finishing order. Alex Bergeron, Jason Randolph, Hayden Harvey, Aiden Bierlein, Timothy Korkakowski, Alex Robinson, Jennifer Huntz, Clayton Davies, and Kenny Miller rounding out the field. Heat race number 2, Kevin Hanley driving a 110, and James Grace in the 269, former World of Thunder champion in the 410s. Ernie Williams, the 91, and Brett Wheeler, both those drivers out of the Black Diamond Motorsports camp. Rebecca Millette out of Canada in the 16, Andrew Hauser in the 20. Then we'll see Tyler Schultz in the 97, driving for Team Outlaw. Chasing down the dream is Chase Hardy, the Drew Hopkins Racing 29, and Jack Weaver from the South Stars and Illustrious Stars for heat race number 2 here at Eldora. Of course, don't forget, I believe just 2 or 3 weeks left. 2 or 3 weeks left on the season 12, and then of course once the season wraps up, we'll be watch our social media pages there at World of Thunder. We'll be putting out the information for season 13. I know season 13 will be a little difficult for me to be around for, so we start racing cars outside. So we'll see what has in store for season 13. I've heard some talks and some things like that in the background, and it sounds like it's going to be a great season up and coming, and we will let you know what happens. Josh Van Manen tuned on in, watching as we get ready to go to the green flag. Heat 2 of 2 on the racetrack. James Grace, Kevin Hanley up there on the front row. They go past the Wheeling start lights in turn number 4. The green's out. Here we go. Often they will sail him into turn number 1 and 2. It'll be Kevin Hanley, your race leader. James Grace, Brett Wheeler into the number 3 spot. Wheeler going to see Ernie Williams on the bottom side. They'll race side by side off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. This battle for second. Oh, Wheeler got a little rumble and a stumble there from the 91 machine of Williams. That's going to let Rebecca Millette work on in behind Wheeler. Now in front of Wheeler as they head down the front straightaway. Still Kevin Hanley, James Grace, 1, 2, and 3 is Ernie Williams. Williams back there, racing down along the bottom side of the speedway. Going to let it slide to the top of turn number 4 and take that number 2 spot away from Grace. Grace getting on in there. James Grace up to the number 2 spot. They'll work up on in. Grace back to third as it's Ernie Williams back to the number 2 spot. Kevin Hanley, though, going to make his way to the top spot, or try to do that, as Hanley up front working there. Into turn number 3 and off of 4 down the front straightaway. It is your race leader, Kevin Hanley, Ernie Williams, James Grace, Rebecca Millette, your top 4. Into turn number 3 and 4 this time. We'll be looking at 2 laps to go down the front straightaway. Kevin Hanley, your race leader. Hustling on in, looking for the white flag this time. Kevin Hanley, Ernie Williams Jr. going to be 1 and 2. Wheeler's going to throw some haymakers off the bottom of the green 5-6 machine. Off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Easy win for Kevin Hanley in the 110. So it'll be Kevin Hanley picking up an easy heat race number 2. Second will go to Ernie Williams, James Grace, Rebecca Millette, Brett Wheeler, Andrew Hauser, Tyler Schultz, Chase Hardy, and Jack Weaver, all rounding out the field. So that's going to conclude qualifying. We're going to go into a brief 2-minute warm-up session. And while we do that, we're going to jump out. Pace and Bills, you're watching DirtFans.com. 410 Sprint Cars live from Eldora, virtually on Ultimate Dirt TV. So it is feature time here in virtual Rossburg, Ohio, as the Eldora Speedway plays host to another stop for the Season 12 on the World of Thunder Esports League here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We do thank and appreciate each and every one of you for being tuned on in as we are at the halfway point of our Super Sunday Fun Day. Of course, up next will be your Envision custom graphics, big blocks, and then the nightcap of the night is your Warrior Logistics, Mimi's Makings in Motion super late models. Let's take a look at your 18-car starting field. Jack Weaver rolls off at 18th. 17th, Kenny Miller. Rolls off 16th, Chase Hardy. 15th will be Clayton Davies. Tyler Schultz and Jennifer Hans make up row number 7. Row number 6, Andrew Hauser and Alex Robinson. Row number 5 is the No Thunder from Down Under, Brett Wheeler. Timothy Korkakowski there in the 40. Rebecca Millette from north of the border in Canada. Aiden Muirline right there in the 13, go row number 4. Row 3, James Grace, the 269. Then it'll be Hayden Harvey. Row 2, Ernie Williams and Jason Randolph, and Kevin Hanley and Alex Bergeron rolling from P2 and 1. Those are your cars, those are your stars. 18 strong for tonight, or today's feature event here at Eldora. Racetrack going to change during the course of this one. Still a little bit on the fresh side, but a 30 lapper here in Eldora. So we'll see what happens. Hearing the lovely tones from Tia in race control, that the 1 to go sign being issued as the pace truck will make its way off of turn number 4, and we will be ready to go to green flag racing. Down the back straightaway, they will head over the love tunnel. Right there, you see it, the crossover tunnel there in turn number 3. Off of 4, we are going to go DirtFan.com. Green flag racing as it waves, and we are underway for 30 laps. And Alex Bergeron, getting the old motocross hole shot. Going to take it to the race lead. It will be Kevin Hanley and Jason Randolph working back there in 2 and 3. Here we come. Right now, it'll be Hayden Harvey in the 55 around the outside. It got tight. the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Williams up there, the 269 of James Grace. Oh, man, looking fine. Oh, troubles down the back straightaway. James Grace hard into the back straightaway wall. He will, Tommy, tip over in turn number 3. As that turned into be some chain reaction stuff. So we'll watch a replay of this one as it got crazy. You see it, James Grace there, a little bit of a bobble. Ernie Williams made contact with the outside retaining wall. When that did, it slowed his progress up, and then over went the 269 of James Grace. Parked it down there by the Lely. Turn number 3. So it is back under the caution flag for the first time here in the broadcast. As we said, if you are watching at home, don't be afraid. Send a message. Type something in the chat. Who you cheering on? Who do you think's going to win? Who do you want to win? Who do you not want to win? Yes. So if you think that Alex Robinson is going to finish 19th, let us know. Maybe there is a chance that he could. So as we get ready to go back to the green flag here momentarily, the 12 machine working around your race leader, Alex Bergeron, Kevin Hanley, Jason Randolph, 1, 2, and 3. Working down into turn 3, off of turn 4. Alex Bergeron going to bring us back to the green flag, and here we go. Down into turn number 1 and 2, it's Bergeron, Hanley, Randolph, Williams, Harvey, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4. Bergeron in the 12 car going to lead the field off of 4 and down the front straightaway. Things are going to stay right and tight. You'll see this racetrack kind of start to slick up around the top, and as it does, they'll go to the bottom and try to figure something out. Of course, some of these guys running the wing in the trunk, trying to get as much traction as they can. Bergeron going to run that thing right on the crete, up against the berm, down there in turn number 1 and 2. Now look at this. Here we go. Aiden Beerline. Beerline's got company. Beerline seeing across the nose. Now look at that. Wheeler took a stab and grab. Had to make something happen as Hayden Harvey in the 55, Aiden Beerline and Brett Wheeler looking to size each other up as they race down the back straightaway. This is for the caution flag now, apparently out of the racetrack. I believe that's Andrew Hauser upside down on the back straightaway, and we go to the yellow flag. Yellow flag coming out. Let's see what happens. I believe this makes contact with the right rear to the outside concrete. Yep. Goes for a bicycle ride, sees some sparkly snakes, and then it's like, how you doing? Lucky number 13 becomes unlucky down there on the back straightaway. Do-do-do. So riding along with Alex Bergeron out front, your leader has that preferred high line, stepping it up there. Of course, James Grace, Chase Hardy, Kenny Miller, and Jack Weaver have checked out of this one. Andrew Hauser is in the pit lane. Alex Robinson back there in 13th right now, leading the car, the back half of the cars on the racetrack. Don't forget, we'll be right back here, I believe 6:45-ish Eastern, yeah, 6:45 Eastern, no, that's standard, so 7:45 Eastern time for the Envision Custom Graphics Big Blocks. My old South Dakota buddy, Sean Neistat, going to join us for the last 2 races of the broadcast, so we hope you can join us for Big Blocks and Supers. Speaking of joining, we're going to join the flagman, and we wave the green flag off of turn number 4 and down into turn number 1. They'll race them. Look at this. Here comes a 47 of Jason Randolph. Randolph going to try to sneak into the number 2 spot. Nothing to be had as you see him driving away is that 12 of Alex Bergeron. The 47 machine of Randolph going to work it on into the bottom side. To the outside is a 110 machine. of Hanley. Hanley gets hustled on back. Now watch the crossover move, looking for the daily double down the back straightaway. Hanley going to try to firm things up, and he does. He will get around that 47 machine of Randolph. Randolph back there. Now here comes the 91 of Williams, Ernie Williams. Williams will slide on in. He'll catch the catbird seat. And now it'll be Jason Randolph back into the number 3 spot. Off for turn number 4 they go. Everybody doing a little bit of slip and slide, dip and dive. There is some great lines of racing. And Brett Wheeler is still trying to find the one that will get him to the front. Can he do it tonight? He's down at the bottom. Watch that green, black, and white. Number 56 down in the moisture, trying to grab some traction. Keeping it down there, but up front, or up top is where the momentum's at. You can keep that thing eaten, but you just got to keep it out of the fence. As Hanley, Kevin Hanley momentarily taking the lead as it is on for the lead. Hanley and Bergeron swapping haymakers. Hanley back to the bottom. Bergeron going to look to the bottom of the racetrack. He knows he's got to stay on the bottom, protect that slider. You know it's coming here, even though it is early in the laps on this one. Still Bergeron, Hanley, Randolph, and Williams, your top 4. Down the back straightaway, top 3 breaking away. Now you see Hanley back downstairs, runs the slide line, throws the White Castle. He's going to take the lead, but Bergeron will get it back as he will repay the favor down in turn number 1. Off of 2 down the back straightaway, Bergeron, Hanley, Randolph, Williams, beer line, your top 5. Hanley one more time, back on the inside, not enough ump for the gump there in turn number 4. The yellow wheel and caution lights are back on. So we'll see via the replay what happened here. Lead on board with the 97 of Tyler Schultz, makes contact with the Crete on the outside and then slides her down the bottom. Brings out the caution flag. So it is Alex Bergeron, Kevin Hanley, Jason Randolph, of course Tyler Schultz, the 97. Rookie racer with us, first time on the series with us here in season 12. Of course, just getting introduced and tuned in on the iRacing world. So great to see newcomers working back there. Of course, in the 11th spot, looks like Hauser and Hans have gone pit side. Work around under the caution flag. Alex Bergeron is world race leader. So we'll watch the field on this one. Like I said, Alex Robinson could finish 19th tonight, or he could finish 9th. You never know. We'll see what happens. Looking to go back to the green flag, it'll be Bergeron and Hanley 1 and 2. Jason Randolph, Ernie Williams. They'll work into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4 as the pace truck drops to the infield. Lights go green, throttles go down, and we're back underway as we are halfway home on this one. Look at Randolph trying to squeeze it down to the bottom. Nothing to be had. Here comes Wheeler. Ernie Williams there. Look at this. Ernie Williams going to make it 3 deep and sell it cheap. Comes across the snoot of Randolph in the 47. That's now going to put big crash down there in turn number 1. The 91 of Ernie Williams upside down hard and takes one of those spectacular Eldora flips. And we will catch the replay on this one, but he just lays her in there, says, hey, look at this, I'm a hero, and then from hero to zero, and just about that long as sparklers and snakes off the fence. And you will drive away. Watch a little in-car action, and this will, if it does not make you lose your lunch, it will here momentarily. Yeah. So that will change the complexion of the up front running order. It's Alex Bergeron. Well, it's not going to change that complexity. Alex has been there from the drop of the green flag. Kevin Hanley, Aiden Beerline, Jason Randolph, Aiden Harvey, Brett Wheeler, Rebecca Millette, Tyler Schultz, Timothy Kokrakowski, Alex Robinson, and Ernie Williams, your cars on the racetrack. So yellow flag still on the racetrack. We'll see. Lights are still on the pace truck. Wow, there we go. It was just the sunlight on the chrome of that Silverado grill. Sparkling. Looks like they got her shined up. Ready to go. Green flag out of the racetrack. We are up and running. Bergeron's going to grab that moisture, and he will find some velocity off of the bottom into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to take the lead back. Aiden Beerline working the number 2 spot. Here comes Kevin Hanley. Hanley going to throw the slide job off of turn 4 and down the front straight. Beerline's going to turn on down, and he's going to repay the favor into turn number 1 and 2. Look out, we got one hard. That is Jason Randolph upside down in turn number 1 and 2. Randolph made contact with the wall and then kerbang. Jason and crew not going to be happy with this one. You see it just, ew. Taking a look, they're not sure who, Hayden Harvey with a little bit of contact with the right rear to the left front and kind of scoots him up the racetrack. Josh and crew gonna see what they got to do to fix that thing up. 2 cars heading pit side. You've got, and let's see, Hauser and Randolph have gone pit side. So caution lights are still on the pace truck as they get things realigned. As told you. Look at this. Alex Robinson has now went to the 9th spot. I believe if things would play into his cards correctly and others incorrectly, he could get top 5 for the first time. He could. Yes, if Alex finishes in the top 5, we will definitely blame him for everyone else's misfortunes. Pace truck gonna pull to the infield. We'll see Alex Bergeron and Aiden Beerline up there on the front row looking for the green. Will it happen? There it is. Green is out. We'll restart down into turn number 1 and 2. Brett Wheeler lurking, creeping and crawling right there into the number 3 spot. Down the back straightaway, it will be Beerline to the number 2 spot. Third's up for grabs. It's Hanley. Brett Wheeler's there. Rebecca Millette working back on in there. They'll hustle off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Bergeron, Beerline, Wheeler, Hanley, Millette. Into turn number 3 and 4. Still Aiden Beerline chasing down the top wing of your race leader, Alex Bergeron. Wheeler's down around the bottom trying to find that moisture. He'd like to find some more speed out of that 56 machine. Speaking of speed, here we go. He's found it. They'll slide him to the top of the racetrack as Wheeler wheeling that machine. Not looking to walk the dog on him, though, as that might be a little difficult to get around them top 2 if he can, as the caution flag back out of the swing. Caution out. I believe Tyler Schultz, the beneficiary of this caution. Let's see what happens up the hill. Well, kind of problem there. The 55 machine making some contact there. Hayden Harvey. Take a look here. Drone chase cam. Well, in Hayden Harvey's defense, he had no idea the 97 car had that big of a run coming on the bottom side. Came to the bottom, chopped his nose off. That's kids, is what we call a Oh, single file on a restart, it looks like. Bergeron, Beerline, Wheeler, Hanley, Millette, your top 5. Has anybody got anything for Alex Bergeron? We'll find out here just in 8 laps. You've got a heat race left in this one. Brett Wheeler looking to make a podium finish in that 56. The driver out of Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. If I remember right, I think he did a little announcing at one of the country tracks this weekend. They're doing some midget announcing out there, along with producing multiple Ultimate Dirt TV broadcasts. And then decides, I want to race my sprint car on Sunday too. Speaking of racing, we're going back to the green flag when that means you put it in R for race. And we go green into turn number 1 and 2. Bergeron, Beerline, Wheeler, 1, 2, and 3. Wheeler's got company. Here comes Hanley down there on the bottom of the 110. Going to protect that line. They'll slide it to the top of turn number 3 and 4. It's still Alex Bergeron, your race leader. Bergeron, Beerline, Wheeler, Hanley, Millette, Williams, top 6. Look at that. Alex Robinson, though, is shuffled back into the 10th spot. Off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Just 6 to go here for your race leader as they get together deeper in the field. Here we go. Little race in action on the 55 machine. Hayden Harvey working there with Rebecca Millette. Millette there is going to be the meat in the sandwich now as Ernie Williams going around the outside in the 91 machine. Down into turn 1 and 2. Still Bergeron, Beerline, Wheeler, Hanley, Harvey, Millette, Williams, Korpakowski, Schultz, and Robinson, your top 10. Around the outside is a 91 machine. That, of course, Ernie Williams trying to lay a move on Rebecca Millette, the driver from Quebec. They'll race side by side. There you see the 91 with a crossover move. Had to scrub the speed off. Now Rebecca's going to lay to the inside. She will bring it across the snoot, bring it across the nose of that 91 machine of Ernie Williams. Williams, Millette, and now taking a look, Timothy Korkowski. Right there, hang on, Ernie Williams gets a piece of the creek. That is going to put Tyler Schultz in the 97 car on around. This time down the front straightaway, 2 laps remaining, just 2 laps remaining. Your DirtFans.com, a feature event. They'll work into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Alex Bergeron, your race leader with a white flag. Aiden Beerline in second. Brett Wheeler working there in the number 3 spot. They'll hustle it on down. Wheeler's going to take a little bit of a stab and grab. Checkers or wreckers, what's it going to be? It's going to be Alex Bergeron going to the win. Aiden Beerline and Brett Wheeler with podium finishes here tonight in your DirtFan.com. 410 sprint cars here on Ultimate Dirt TV, part of the World of Thunder Esports League. So as everybody gets on across, they'll make their way into victory lane. Alex Bergeron with yet another feature win. Aiden Beerline, Brett Wheeler, Kevin Hanley, Hayden Harvey, Rebecca Millette, Tyler Schultz, Timothy Korkowski, Ernie Williams. Look at that top 10 finish for Alex Robinson. Cars, I believe, not finishing will be Andrew Hauser, Jason Randolph, Jennifer Hans, Clayton Davies, James Grace, Chase Hardy, Kenny Miller, and Jack Weaver. So there you have it. There's your top 3. While everybody's getting parked in victory lane, we're going to break away, pay a couple bills, and meet our podium finishers. You're watching Sprint Cars from Eldora. Welcome back. We're going to head to Victory Lane and chat with our top 3 finishers. Alex, another feature win. Alex Bergeron, laser on the box tonight. I think I'm just going to give you the mic and let you talk on this one because I'm out of questions for you anymore.
We pretty much did good tonight. Pretty good E-rays there, Kenny. Before something happened with Clayton there, and so I can see it happen. But we had to make sure we get the win here tonight, and bring it home. And just car was good, and just like all the other weeks, I feel like we had a good card there. I feel like Kevin had something for me a bit. I don't know if maybe I was just not running top hard enough, or just not running the rat line, but he was definitely fast at one point. But then after that, as soon as it got slicker and slicker, I got better and better. So definitely a great run for us tonight, and extend our points lead.
Now, I just got to know, because your dad watches every broadcast that we do in all these races. Does he ever just tell you that, hey, you got to be not so fast? I mean, does he ever give you pointers?
Nah.
Does he ever give you pointers like, hey, maybe let somebody else win for a change or something like that?
No, we're here to win. We're gonna win every race if we have to.
No, speaking of winning, a lot of people bring you into the victory lane. Who do you want to thank?
Well, everybody on Team ABR Sports, Rebecca, Jason. Rebecca did good once again tonight. 6th place from 8th, so very good. I think we're getting better and better. We might see her in the top 3 or soon in the interview, so we'll see. But getting there, and everybody helps us out. All our partners: CSI Shocks, Cat, BK Design, Smart Farm Equipment, ABR Setup Shop, Stoco, CD Symptography, and also shout out to Clay in there. He was running pretty good there, and just a few incidents and that he was not part of, but it's part of the deal. But very good night for all of us, I feel like, and we'll see how it goes next week, and how it goes for the next 2 races here tonight. Hopefully can do great and bring on some more championship points. And also thanks my dad for watching all the time, and you guys for broadcasting, and UltimateDirtTV and Wolf Thunder for putting this up. So can't wait to be back hopefully tonight once more, and see how it goes.
Sounds great. Alex Bergeron going to jump on out. They'll unload the big block and see if he can make a return visit to Victory Lane. Runner up tonight, Aiden Beerline. Aiden, great run out there this evening.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I was feeling pretty good, especially at the end. I knew my set was going to come on later, and I was just waiting for it to fire, and it finally did the last 10 laps, and did pretty good with it.
It's kind of like we talk about. We know that 12 car is fast, and a second place to him is like a win any night of the week. Because if you can run that close with him, you've pretty much shown the rest of them that hey, I'm out of here. I got to go. Right.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to be able to stay with him until that last yellow, and I was just trying to stay second, get some points for the championship, and I mean, I knew I had nothing for him, and I was just trying to stay in second and finish the race off strong in the second place.
Who do you want to thank for the trip to the podium tonight?
First off, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my mom, my dad. Shout out to my dad. He's been fighting cancer recently. I dedicate this second place to him, and Newland Contract and LNH, OW Simsets, OBR Racing, Keegan Harmon Designs, and CD Symptography.
All right. Well, we'll thoughts and prayers are with the family there. I know that cancer, that's never any fun to deal with. So Aiden will have the family with you and thinking about you and that. So he runs a quick second place tonight. And well, we're going to move to 3rd place, finish 7 spots higher than Alex Robinson. Brett Wheeler from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Brett, this is the first time we've got to actually chat in Victory Lane. Thanks for walking on over and talking to us tonight.
Yeah, look, a very slow walk to begin with, but hey, we got there in the end, right?
Yeah. I mean, slow and steady wins the race, but 3rd will do okay for you, I heard. So walk us through that one. You just rolled the bottom until about halfway through, and then you went up, lurking to the top like you weren't afraid of heights anymore.
Yeah, there was a couple of times, probably the midway point of the race, where we got by Aiden and Hayden there, and the yellow would come out while we're rolling the bottom. So it kind of sucked that we had to pass those guys a number of times before getting shuffled back on the restart. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was just it is what it is. And that last restart, I seen while I was rolling around, I seen that bottom wasn't there anymore. So it was just basically just pin it up to the top. Hopefully that, either Aiden or Alex were going to make a mistake to where I could, maybe get 1 or 2 spots higher. But Alex is never going to make a mistake, and Aiden rarely makes a mistake as well.
There you go. So Wheeler, always some good looking sponsors on that old Hot Rod 56. Who do you want to thank for making it fast?
First, obviously, Steve, BJ, Tia, everybody at World of Thunder Esports League for putting it on. Dirtfan.com for coming on and being the title sponsor as well. And Adam does a lot for World of Thunder, and also us here at UltimateDirtTV. Yourself and BJ for allowing me to jump in the cockpit of a sprint car and finally show some good speed after it's taken me, 7 weeks to finally get to where I should have been a number of times this season. All the guys at Black Diamond Motorsports, Steve Cass, Origin Graphics, he does a lot for me. Rocket Racing setups, and of course Mimi's Makings and Motions.
All right, so Brett will go park that thing and wheel yourself back into the production truck, because we've got some big blocks coming up next. That'll be in roughly about an hour from now. So great showing, your dirtfans.com, 410 sprint cars, and then we are getting ready to move on in an hour from now to your Envision custom graphics big block modified. So flags are crossed. We're halfway home on the broadcast. We are 50%. We are 2/4 of the way through, as we've got 2 down and 2 to go. So from about an hour from now, make sure and jump back on. Watch some big blocks with us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So from BJ back in the truck, myself chatting with you guys all race long. It's been our pleasure having each and every one of you tuned in here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So we'll see you in an hour. So have a safe trip home. Be good. God bless. Good night, everybody.